How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Marvel Bros, where we cover all things Marvel and everything pop culture. My name is Battery CEO. This is Sensei Finito. Sensei, today is a special day. What are we
Today
What are we
is a
completing today?
day of nervousness and just unforeseen events. We have no idea what we're getting into, but we're about to check out
None.
episode 9, the season finale for Paramount Plus's Halo, or we should say their take on Halo, because this is
Yeah,
not
because this is
Halo.
not the Halo we grew up with.
But it's definitely been a journey. I'll say that much.
Yeah, it's
Uh, there's been ups, there's been downs, but without a shadow of a doubt, they're doing their own telling of the story, like for sure.
yeah. They completely bamboozled all of us. I think with the show, they did not. I don't think came out. I think they should have really came out and really focused and really made sure that we were under the impressions of, or made sure that our expectations were in the right place.
Mhm.
But they didn't do that, and I think it busted the bubbles of a lot of Halo fans. I think anyone who loves Halo, I think this is like possibly an embarrassment
Yeah,
to the Halo name. With that said, if you don't know about Halo, this show actually might be a really good show that you might actually really love.
that's
Um,
true.
because there's a lot of really good stuff in this, and there's a lot of bad stuff in this. Uh,
Yeah,
I'm okay
we've
with the
definitely talked
freshness.
about the generic sci-fi vibe that it
Yeah,
gives off. It
but
doesn't, like, if it was for one, in one case, if it was like, oh hey, this is our own telling of Halo, and then it just felt still different and new, that would be one thing. But in the cases of where it's not Halo, it's just kind of the same generic sci-fi thing that we've already seen happen in countless other
mhm,
shows. Basically, I know early on we were comparing it a lot to, like, um Battlestar Galactica
yeah,
and, like, just all
Stargate.
of those type of Stargate. Yeah. And I haven't really seen anything yet that makes me think it's not those things. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm,
it's not really doing anything to stand apart from itself. I think in order to stand apart from those other generic sci-fis, it would have had to stay pretty true to the source material, because that stuff was different in itself. So
yeah,
it's really interesting to see what's been going on in the course of this series and how they've just been handling everything.
yeah.
And I'm interested to see how they're going to put the bow and the cherry on top for
Yeah,
it.
to the F you to the fans, basically.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't happen this episode, but
Mhm.
we already know a returning character that probably shouldn't even be in the show will be in this
Yeah,
episode. If you guys have been watching, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But Quan has definitely been a hiccup in this show.
for sure.
Quite frankly, the most hated character in, I think, my opinion, and I think even yours
This
as well.
this year
Yeah.
period.
I think her whole story arc in this is complete garbage.
Mhm.
Useless. As of now, useless. Uh,
Yeah,
episode 7 kind of gave her a purpose, I think, but I think the most entertaining part was Master Chief killing her repeatedly.
yeah,
Um,
for real.
but again, I just don't. The show hasn't done a good job at like making us like her. It's only made us hate her, and
Yeah,
I don't think that's what the goal should have been for, because
they've
they
got
clearly
us.
have an idea for something for her, but like they did not go about it the right way.
They haven't went about
They really
anything the
didn't.
right way. They've just brought us farther and farther from what we actually loved about what the show was supposed to be. Master Chief was clapping cheeks in the last episode. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, this is not what happens. This is not what the soldier that is Master Chief does.
Hmm.
He doesn't have all these emotions and feelings because
Yeah,
plot. You know what I mean? It's like everything kind of happens because, I don't know, man. I'm just really interested to see what this season finale is going to hold for us.
yep,
I hope we see the fall of Reach. I hope we see some type of thing happen with Mackie. I don't know if she's still evil or if she switched sides or what. I
yeah.
know in the
It
last
was pretty
episode she
blurred
touched
at this
the
point.
yeah. In the last episode, she touched the artifact and, like, shut down all of Reach, basically for a short minute, and kind of said her goodbye to Master Chief for some reason. And we were like, is she gonna die? Like, what's really going on with that?
Yeah, to teleport. Did she die? Is she just using this as a way to send the Covenant like, hey,
A
yo, this is
code.
come in
This is
now.
where we
Like
are.
this is the opportunity.
Blow it up.
I feel like she teleported though, right? I mean, it felt like that because she did say the way
Ah,
she said goodbye. I don't know though.
I don't know,
Might be a
man. I
little bit
don't
of a
think
stretch, but
I think that's a little bit of a stretch just because we haven't really seen teleportation for any reason at all. I don't
mhm.
know.
This is the new
I don't
Halo.
know. I don't even know where she would teleport. I mean, even in the show, though, we haven't seen an instance of
Yeah,
teleportation like that, you know? So it's like, I don't know where she would have gone. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That seems a little weird. But she definitely, I think that's going to start with her like being on the ground and probably getting arrested because of what she did.
yeah,
Or her body couldn't handle that amount of energy that that artifact had for some reason, and maybe it killed her. I don't know.
yeah,
It was definitely different. And then we also talked about because they were in such close proximity with each other. You know, like is that what affected her differently as well? Because they've
yeah,
never touched. She never touched that artifact, and John is pretty much close to her. Like it's not even Master Chief,
yeah,
it's John. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy's name is John in this show. He is definitely not Master Chief.
yep,
Um, and that's really what this has all felt like. Is what if Master Chief was more John than Master Chief? That's basically what the show's been so far.
yeah.
So
And
I'm ready. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'm ready to get into this, man. I think
Yeah.
I think we're both just kind of really hesitant as to what could happen. This show's been really difficult to kind of gauge what could happen next because it's so different from what we know and love from the games,
Mhm,
and that was
mhm.
pretty set from episode one. But again,
Yeah,
the show has had a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of complete dumpsters,
yeah.
uh, but a lot of great, cool, and entertaining things. Like I
Mm,
said, if we weren't Halo fans, I'm sure this would be one of our top shows. Very similar to
yeah.
how Wheel of Time
Um,
might have been. Maybe not as good as Wheel of Time,
well,
obviously, because that show was freaking amazing. But like,
yeah,
I think
phenomenal.
this would have been. I think our opinions would be completely different if we didn't know about Halo.
Yeah.
Um,
If they did, even if they just didn't call this Halo, our opinions would have been different, you know?
mhm.
Um, and it's crazy that the only things that are true to the source material are like the suits and how they work and like the inside of them and
Mhm.
just everything about the suits is like all of the Halo stuff is source material, the guns, the Covenant, like all of it. It's so
This is
good.
just the
And
Halo
then
IP, but not
yeah,
the
and
story and
then
plot.
right when you get there, it's like so close. Can't seal the deal. This is
Yeah,
not it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um,
But
my man Derpy said, as a wise
yo,
Babu
how's
Frick
it going?
once said, "Hey, hey, what's up with it, Derps? How you doing, my man?" Um, but yeah, bro, I think it's about time to get into this and
Yep.
see what's going to be going on.
All righty. Well, real quick, just to make sure, if you guys are here for the very first time, we won't have the
Mhm.
whole episode streaming on here, but we will have it pop up occasionally for you. Um, you are able to access the stream via Discord if you are a member in the Discord. We have a watch party feature where you will be able to watch from there. We have not seen the finale yet, so please, no spoilers in the chat. And we'll give you a countdown of 3 to when we press play, so that way you guys can watch from your guys' screens at home, watch along with us, react with us, and discuss what's going on with us live. And that's kind of how we do things here. And I'll just give you guys a moment to open up Paramount because there are commercials that you have to pay, get through first if you have the commercial version. So make sure to kind of get through that first 2 commercials before we press play. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, that is definitely the case. We've already kind of went through everything we expect to see and whatnot in this show, in this last episode, I should say. Um, any final thoughts, bro, before we get in there?
I'm just terrified.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking
Uh,
at Durf's comment
Derp
and I'm
says,
already
yeah,
fucking
saw the
yeah.
episode already. 7 out of 10 episodes, 6 out of 10 season. I'm not gonna lie, 6 out of 10 is pretty high. And the 7 out of 10 is pretty high as well, especially
Yeah, I'm
for what
actually
this show's been
a lot
doing.
higher
So
than what I thought to this episode was going to be.
yeah.
So.
So I'm pretty that has me mildly interested. But yeah, man, why don't you give us the sacred countdown and let's dive on in.
All righty, folks. 1, 2, 3.
I don't think I ever realized how strong Master Chief really
I was
is.
like, yeah, my guy's just
Oh,
fucking. Oh my god. Oh,
yes,
okay. Why do
yes,
we?
give me
Okay,
more of
we need
this.
more of this.
Give me more.
Oh,
Oh, oh my
oh my
god,
god.
they're whooping his ass. Oh, oh,
Oh!
Oh!
Oh, shit.
No! No, not her saving his life. Please, anything but that. Oh, damn.
Oh,
Punched
damn.
the shit out of his helmet.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, is she gonna shoot McKee? Oh, this man is not about to die.
Oh! Oh, yep, she got shot. Oh!
Oh.
So everybody is getting mopped.
Oh my god, the armor in her bro.
Yeah, yeah.
No shot. We're about to see full-blown Terminator right now.
Let's fucking go. No shot. No shot. Holy shit. This is about to be.
My guy just took a respawn.
The demon lives.
And like the cool thing about Cortana is she can like see and
Oh!
feel everything that's around her. So,
Oh, that's her controlling the ship.
yep. Oh.
It's not gonna do anything because it's not him anymore. Whoa.
Damn, bro.
This is bruh. This is what we should have been seeing from the whole show, bro. Like, oh my god. Where the hell is she at?
I think that's still Reach. I'm pretty sure. It's just an out.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one hell of a way to end it. I'm not gonna lie. That was one hell of a way to end it, yo.
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at all. Like, I'm not mad at all.
As a Halo fan, I probably might be furious, but as like a dude who likes this style of show, and just this genre, I feel like this show did a pretty good job. And the best part was we didn't have Quan in this episode, which
no idea why
great.
we didn't have Quan in this episode. So her backstory was definitely setting up season 2 stuff and not season 1 stuff, because that definitely was surprising.
Yep.
But one thing that it did kind of confirm for us, what we kind of said early on with this series, was maybe this is very similar to the new Spider-Man trilogy, to where this is the backstory of how Master Chief became the Master Chief that we know, and not necessarily the exact same, or whatever the case may be. So I'm liking where we're leaving off with this. I am looking forward to see what they do with like the next season. Like, this really has me interested in, like, I'm actually gonna probably have to watch next season to hopefully see Master Chief be the one that we know. Because I mean, like, once the end of the episode came, like, that was for sure Master Chief. You know what I mean? Like, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It was like, okay, this is like everything he was doing, everything. Like, yeah. So I'm pumped. This episode got me pumped. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it really got me, like, it got the juices flowing. I'm happy McKee died. I know that sounds bad, but like, I'm happy she's gone. Everything about this episode, I don't know, man. It just did kind of what I needed it to do, what I needed to be done.
I think this is a pretty solid finale. I think it put us in a spot where like we can be curious and excited to see what happens in season 2. Obviously it didn't leave us like on a massive cliffhanger, but I definitely would like to know what's this mean for Master Chief? Is John still there, or is it just gonna be Cortana moving forward?
Yeah, and we didn't even hear Cortana say anything, so like, how exactly is that really gonna work,
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure it's kind of, I don't want to say obvious, but season 2 is definitely going to be Cortana trying to get John back in some way.
Yeah.
And maybe she can't bring him back fully. So that's how he ends up being more like Master Chief as well, because he loses that emotion or something. I don't know.
I was hoping to hear a voice when she said,
"Oh no."
But like, then again, I don't know if I would have liked hearing Cortana's voice
coming from the
So, but like, I understand why that's kind
of Master Chief talks in the game, right? Like, he but he just doesn't talk. I feel like he doesn't talk a lot sometimes.
He talks in the cutscenes and occasionally when he talks to Cortana.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, like, it's not.
He's
like
a very like following orders type of guy. Basically, he's just like, oh, that's what needs to be done. All right, let's do it. Like,
yeah, it's It's basically like how it is when you play Call of Duty Zombies, like when you like,
Mm.
or it's not
No,
like that per
I
se,
understand
but
what
it's
no, I
yeah,
understand what you're
yeah,
saying. He has different voice lines of what's going on. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I got you. Uh,
Um,
this was I mean, yo, I am really pleasantly surprised. I thought this was gonna be just like sweaty cheeks, like
yeah,
no cap.
I
But
was really
like
prepared.
Derpy had said though, he said, as you can see, I said what I said. I'm not hyped for season two, but I am curious, and it'll leave you that way. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm definitely curious to see what's going to be the next step in this series, yo. Like it got me intrigued. I mean, I'm not intrigued that we're gonna have a whole series kind of based on Kwan Ha. That's gonna suck for sure because she's definitely
yeah,
gonna be
that's
like the
not
focal point of the
even
next season.
entertaining at all.
If there is
Uh,
actually still gonna be a next season, because I don't know how this has been overall uh just taken in by other audiences.
yeah, I don't definitely mixed reviews for this show, I'm sure. Mostly negative from Halo fans. However, again, like we said, I think the people that don't know anything about Halo might enjoy the show a lot. Um, I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with Halsey. I think those are other scientists that she has worked with, or even clones that she's designed that are working properly, that are still part of the Spartan program and still help develop Spartans. I think next season we're going to see a lot more Spartans that are more under control
Mhm.
Of Halsey than the ones in the Silver Team. Um, it'd be cool to see Red Team. Um, maybe even see Noble Team possibly in some aspect. I don't know if that's even canon to this. Probably is not with how
Yeah.
everything's kind of unfolding, but it'll be interesting to see what that happens. But I do want to see other Spartans. I was wondering, I, I was always waiting to see if there was like conversations or something about other Spartans around the galaxy or what have you. But we
Yeah,
didn't get that.
like, and there was a whole bunch of Spartans, but we really never. It's like, oh, did they all die? From fighting the Covenant. It just really, we never really got a good understanding of to what was going on with that.
Yeah, it's. But I look forward to it now. But I'm not looking forward to a season filled with other changes or
Yeah.
more changes, and I just know that's going to happen, especially as they focus on Kwan's story. For whatever reason, they feel like they need to do that again. If I wish they at least gave her story arc like she was a trained like fighter already, like no cap about it.
Yeah.
Like, if they did that for her character and was like, oh yeah, we can go back and take them all on, that would have made sense.
Yeah.
Like I can believe that, but like her as a kid, I don't want to call her a brat, but she's a brat kid. Like,
No,
with
for real, she really
no
is.
skill whatsoever, and this show didn't do a good job of solidifying that.
No, yeah, man, and for her to not even be anywhere like canon or anything like that too.
Yeah,
It's like you would think that they would want to do a really good job on making that character better. I really
yeah,
appreciated how this episode kind of established how much we care about the other Spartans and how much they actually do care about each other. It definitely seemed like Vanak and Riz have like some type of connection going on. Um, and that's interesting.
yeah,
Kai definitely is going to be going through some things for all the stuff that she had to do in this episode as well. Definitely see she's the one that's really trauma. She gets really traumatized from her actions,
yeah,
basically. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see what's going to happen next, man. I'm really I'm okay with how this ended. I honestly wanted it to be a little bit more actiony. Kind of bummed we didn't see Reach fall or anything like that, you know.
yeah,
Uh, but I mean, it leaves it open for. I guess it makes sense why they didn't want to just start the season with that.
yep,
But they definitely gave my man more of a backstory to make us care about the character, even though we kind of already did. But I guess
yeah,
they wanted to have all the people that don't know Master Chief like we do be able to care about him in a way. So from here on out, when we see him, you know, it's just different. I don't know, man. This is it's everywhere. It's kind of everywhere for me at the same time, though. But
yeah.
I'm pleasantly I have a good time with it.
I think overall I had a pretty good time with it.
Mhm.
Obviously we have the parts that we didn't like. Episode 7 was by far the worst episode of the whole bunch.
Yeah.
Because again, we did not have to have an entire episode focused on Quan. just not the move. Um, as to what could happen next, no idea. I think next season might see the uh fall of Reach, possibly. I don't know. I don't know what
Hopefully.
type of timeline they're trying to figure out with
And
this
no
show.
mention of the flood, like, really anywhere as well,
Yeah,
so it's a lot of interesting things that are happening with this show,
and
bro.
if anything, I think the flood will be introduced next season in the sense because I'm assuming next season we're going to get to the ring. Actually, that's like more of a season 3, season 4 thing. I feel like the flood, um, because the flood are on the ring, so
Mhm.
and like they're unleashed through there somehow. And I I'm excited for that moment, but I don't think we're going to see it for a while. Assuming we get a season 2. I don't know if it's been confirmed if we're getting another season or not,
I
but
don't think it's been confirmed either, but they're
because
definitely waiting on it.
and if there is a season 2, then they need to pay attention to what the freaking fans want. Uh
Mhm.
maybe the retcon stuff. Maybe they don't even include Quan in season 2, which would be cold, but I wouldn't be complaining. Uh
Yeah.
but overall, man, great show. Obviously had its issues,
I don't know
but
about great.
I will say good. An averagely good
It
show.
was a fun time. It was a
Yeah,
fun
it
watch.
was a
It
fun
was
watch.
definitely a fun watch.
Stressed me out, obviously a couple times, but for the most part, a fun watch. Disrespected Halo massively. There's no cap about it. Uh, but if like on the Marvel Bros scale, though, man, I don't even know overall
For the whole series,
for the whole
or just
series. I feel
I'll give
like
it I'll give it a 3.
you're gonna go 3. That's where I was like 2 point. I can't. I don't
2
feel like
points. I
2.5
would
is too
say
low.
2 point yeah, 2.5 is too low, and I don't think 2.7 is it either. So, like, I'll
Yeah,
give it a 3 just because, like, for one, like, everything that it was lacking, like we already know about, we've
yeah,
discussed like in tremendous detail, but for everything that it gave us, it was actually really good for everything
mhm,
that we got. Of course, the CGI was really wonky in some places, but I mean, I'm pretty sure this is Paramount Plus's first time at doing well, no, they have all the Star Trek stuff, but I mean, as far as we know with this, they probably didn't want to put in hella money like they do into
yeah,
Star Trek, which is an already known and popular IP. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't want to do that, especially if knowing that the creative
mhm,
directors in the process is going in a completely different direction from what the source
yeah,
material is. Um, but overall, bro, like I think a 3 is solid and it captured when it did and capture what we needed it to. Those moments that we got from the visor,
yeah,
all of that, it was just so impeccable. And even in the wonky CGI, when she was booking it towards the spaceship, it was still cool to see. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
if I was younger or anything like that, I would have been crazy for it. Like, oh my god, this is awesome, and it was
yeah,
awesome. It
man.
was a fun time.
It's again. I think I think a 3. Just like I think a 3 is safe.
Hmm.
Like you were saying, I think the action sequences hit really well. I think the show really had a really unique way of putting us in the moments that happened throughout the show. This episode was a perfect example. From like the first person view fight sequence to like them going through that time warp, empty space and like trying to get to the Covenant planet. That was really
Hmm.
cool. I think the characters that we had in the show were actually pretty cool. Not all of them, but we did have some pretty interesting characters with some really awesome dialogue. Um, the acting improved throughout the entire show. I
Yeah,
think the actor who plays Master Chief, I think he did incredible. Even the show that I think the show overall did a really good job at, even though they didn't take advantage of it, like with the Spartans wearing their helmets, we were still able to kind of feel their
yeah.
emotions. And
When
this
they did
episode
have
kind
them
of,
on for
yeah.
sure, yeah,
But they didn't want to completely rely on that for this show, which is kind of annoying. I would have liked to see them have their helmets on more, but I
a
guess like
lot more.
the symbolism of them not having their helmet on is them being free from like being controlled, and that's something that this episode that
I really
stands.
don't care about that. You know what I mean?
But
Like that whole symbolism of the humanity, that was really cheesy and cringy as fuck for me. Like it was super cringe. Like
yeah,
and then at the end Cortana's like, "Oh, you've shown me humanity." It's like, bro, this is not the strat. Like but it
yeah,
just for it to end with him not being human at all. Like what was the point? What did we just
yeah,
fight for this whole time for Master Chief to
yeah,
just become who he is anyway? You know what I mean? It was kind of redundant, but it was still fun. It was a good way, I think, to show us that he's different now. If he is moving
Mhm.
forward, I would like that.
Mhm.
But who
Yeah.
knows, man?
But yeah, again, I think this is, I think a lot of people are torn on this for sure. Uh, but what about you guys? Let us know down in the comments. How do you guys feel about the show? Did you guys like the show? Did you guys not like the show? I know most of us here have our negatives about it, but at some point, there was some pretty cool moments. So just let us know what those moments are like. Um, but yeah, I mean that's about it, man. I
Mhm.
I just yeah, the show didn't really give us a whole lot of like speculation type stuff or like
Mm-mm.
because it is so different. We can't
Like, we
even
don't know anything about what Halsey is even doing, like,
yeah,
nothing. We don't know anything about that, like, there's not even,
no
there
source
weren't
material
really
to work off
even
of.
yeah, there wasn't even really breadcrumbs to even lead us on a new trail of, "Oh, maybe Halsey is looking for what Quan was doing." Like, we don't really know, like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
But man, before we head out though, I just want to let you guys know memberships they are now available on the channel. If you guys want to help us out further on the channel and help us do what we do here, become a member. You'll have access to member only badges, channel emojis, and other special perks. And we appreciate each and every one of you guys. Appreciate it.
that is right. And if you guys have anything else you would like us to check out and do a watch party to, leave it in the comment section down below. And we'll try to get to it as soon as we can. This has been an awesome watch party and another amazing episode of Marvel Bros. And we can't wait to see you guys on the next one.
Oh yeah.
Excelsior.
Peace. Like to support Marv Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the superfan.
Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties.
We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update,
And on today's pop culture news update,
on today's pop culture news update.